About history, don't know much biology, don't know much about a science book, don't know much about the French I took, but I do know that I love you, and I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be.
In this presentation, I want to review step number 1 in your curriculum development project, which is developing your philosophy. Now, I want you to approach this seriously and try to make it as applicable to your current job as you possibly can. This is probably what I would consider one of the most important parts of your overall curriculum, because your philosophy is the driving force behind what you do and why you do it. It should encompass your true personal feelings and beliefs about your program. And oftentimes we have difficulty expressing what we truly believe and feel, but by putting it on paper, we assume a sense of accountability and responsibility in supporting and maintaining those beliefs. Now, if you honestly believe what you put on paper for your philosophy, and I hope you do, the remainder of your curriculum will be driven by this, and you'll have clear goals, a clear focus, and purpose. Now, before we begin, let me first emphasize the importance of working in groups. As you work on your curriculum, you'll see that there is far too much work and too much information required to address it all on your own, although some have tried to do so. And inevitably, those who take on the solo approach ask for more time because they don't initially realize how much work is actually involved. It's not that it can't be done alone, but in the real world, curricula are developed by teams and departments and groups of individuals who share a common bond and purpose. And I'd like you to approach this in the same way. So you must create time and opportunities to work together to have success in completing your curriculum, not only for this assignment, but for the course overall. So I can't stress that enough. Plan some time to meet with your group members regularly, whether it be through phone calls, Skype, creating a Dropbox, or using Google Documents. The groups that have experienced success in the past plan regular meetings and collaborate often. And this may be difficult for those in different time zones, so take that into consideration when you start to schedule your planning times and meeting times. Email is not an effective method of communication, especially when sending documents back and forth, because something will always be lost in the editing of those documents. And within your group, delegate tasks as equally as possible. I've mentioned it before, it's always difficult to complete group work, especially in an online environment, but it is essential for the outcomes of this course. And in the end, you'll be evaluating the work of others in your group, and your final grade will actually be based on your contribution to the group as a whole. And you can think of it this way. You're not only responsible for yourself, you're responsible for the entire group and the entire project. So keep that in mind as you begin to work on each activity. So the first step in developing your philosophy, here you'll compare and combine your 5 reasons why your program is important with everyone else's 5 reasons. Identify the agreed upon reasons and use those to develop your philosophy. You can also use the worksheet found in the textbook as a guide in helping you formulate your philosophy as well. You don't have to address all the questions listed, but there are some essential ones that need to be answered. Some of the questions that should definitely be addressed in your philosophy are: number 1, what is the purpose of your program? Number 2, why do students or athletes need your program? Number 3, what can your program do for those students and athletes? And number 4, what are the overall goals of your program? And those should be student-focused or athlete-focused goals. In your program philosophy, don't simply state what you intend to do or specifically what you intend to do, but address the benefits of your program. In other words, justify the need and the purpose of that program. A philosophy includes your thoughts, it includes your beliefs, the values and feelings that you have about your program. So keep in mind that this is a program philosophy and not a personal philosophy. Try to encompass the beliefs of everyone in your group, and this is why it's important to collaborate often with your group. I do want each individual to have their views represented in the curriculum so they don't feel as if this was a useless process or the philosophy doesn't really apply to them. Make it realistic, make it usable for everyone. This should be something that you can actually implement in your current profession. Now, although it's not required, most philosophy statements begin by identifying the school. In this way, it's simple for the following statement to indicate and support your beliefs. So, for example, the physical education department at School X believe followed by what your beliefs are. Or the Wildcats football program at school Y believes, and again, followed by your overall beliefs, those 5 reasons why your program is important. And by beginning your statement this way, it identifies who you are and somewhat forces you to state exactly what you believe. Your philosophy must include your institution's name. Although your philosophy should be individualized and specific to your location, if you're working in a group, try to agree on an overall name. If you're working at the same location, then of course your philosophy should mention your place of work. Also, include all grade levels that you cover, the standards that support your curriculum, as well as any other information that can add credibility and support to your overall program and your philosophy. Your program philosophy should also be written in an essay form and be no more than 1 page in length. Now, this may be a tough challenge because you're also considering the views, beliefs, and values of everyone if you're working in a group. And so what you want to do is really condense this to make it somewhat of an executive summary. Don't simply write a question or a statement and respond to it. Collaborate. Check the worksheet. Develop your final philosophy as a complete statement that encompasses all those things we just talked about. If you've done any research in the development of philosophies or taken a look at some examples, you'll find that a mission statement almost always follows it. And this is naturally an additional part of your program philosophy. So once you've completed your philosophy, you will develop a mission statement. And the purpose of the mission statement is to summarize your philosophy, identify your program's fundamental purpose, and indicate your program's reason for existence. Writing a mission statement is not an easy task. It should address all these areas in no more than 2 sentences. And you'll probably find that this is a lot easier said than done, but try to think of encompassing your philosophy, your beliefs, your values, and the overall purpose of your program within your mission statement. And once you're done with your philosophy and your mission statement, that will do it for step number 1. Remember, read all the written information completely. Listen to all podcasts in their entirety before completing and submitting your assignment. And if at any time you have questions or issues arise, please feel free to contact me. Take care, and I'll see you online.
Yeah, but I do know that I love you.